More than 150 people on board landed at Philadelphia International Airport. Teal said the passengers played cues during the incident.
It is our understanding that the passengers on board the aircraft, in addition to the flight crew and the cabin crew, did some pretty amazing things under very difficult circumstances.
He also praised the airplane's crew. The NTSB will be investigating what caused the plane's engine failure. Lisa G., NBC News Radio, Philadelphia.
President Trump is hosting a summit with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida.
Japan and ourselves are locked, and we are very unified on the subject of North Korea.
Trump plans to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un later this spring or early summer. In a photo op, Trump said planning for the North Korean meeting is coming along. Moderate Republican Congressman Charlie Dent will step aside in coming weeks.
The veteran Pennsylvania lawmaker had previously announced he would not seek re-election this year. In a statement, Dent said he is proud that he was able to give voice to the center in American politics, something he noted is often overlooked and ignored. Dent has been in Congress for more than a decade. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
Starbucks will be closing more than 8,000 company-owned stores on May 29th for racial bias education. The training is meant to prevent discrimination to make sure everyone feels safe and welcome. The move comes amid a nation backlash over the recent arrests of two black men at a Philadelphia store. The Internal Revenue Service is dealing with problems in its online filing service on tax day. Acting IRS Commissioner David Cowder says the online service taxpayers use to file their returns is partially down. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC, but I do have a day job. I'm the Business Development Director at SCG Advertising and Public Relations in Parsippany, and I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. There are so many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience. Well, at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media spectrum. We understand the options available to advertisers, and we will work with you to determine the best creative and media plan for your business. So learn more about SCG Advertising and Public Relations by visiting scgadv.com. That's scgadv.com. We'll help you reach your potential customers, all of them.
Joan, so nice to see you. How's your mother?
My mother is the same, Sherry, but I'm overwhelmed and exhausted with trying to take care of mom, work, and my family.
I heard that Parker is hosting a free conference for caregivers of aging family members.
How will that help me?
You'll learn about community resources, legal issues, and home safety tips for elders. Plus, you'll meet vendors who offer services that will benefit both you and your mother.
Parker's Caregiver Conference is on Saturday, April 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 443 River Road in Highland Park. To register, call 732-565-2400.
You've probably heard a lot of window and door companies claiming to be the best, but the best windows and doors are the ones that are right for you and your home. With Pella Windows and Doors, you get 8 product lines to choose from at a price point for every home. Now through May 24th, get 20% off qualifying purchases, plus $100 off every window and $250 off every patio door. And no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Call 877-98-PELLA to schedule your free in-home consultation now. Find them online at PellaNJNY.com or stop by your local Springfield showroom.
Stay tuned for a helpful spring safety message from NJM Insurance Group.
It commutes with you every morning and evening, every drive down the shore. Your car isn't just a car. And this isn't just insurance. It's NJM. We're here to help make every moment extraordinary and protect what's important. Get your quote now at njm.com.
Spring is finally here, New Jersey. You survived the long winter. But did your wiper blades? Cold temperatures and icy windshields can cause wiper blades to wear prematurely and not do their job properly. Check your blades today and replace them if you notice any signs of winter wear and tear. That way, you'll be able to see the road clearly the next time you need them. Learn more at njm.com.
Diamonds and jewelry and coins they buy. Diamonds and jewelry and coins they buy.
Don't be scared of not getting the highest possible cash offer for your diamonds, jewelry, coins, and watches. At National Estate Jewelry Buyers in East Brunswick, they've been buying and paying top dollar for over 18 years. National Estate will never ask you how much you want for an item. It's unethical and cowardly. Leave the scaring to scarecrows and follow the road. Route 18, that is, to National Estate Jewelry Buyers in East Brunswick. Stop by or call for your free evaluation. 732-257-GOLD.
Checking WCTC traffic in the 6 o'clock hour. Watch out for a crash in Woodbridge on 440 out by the Parkway. And the southbound side of Route 9 delays from the Edison Bridge back down to Route 35. 18 still slow through to Brunswick. And you've got company on 287 southbound, exit 8 down through 3. This report brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation invites you to take steps for cures at a walk event near you. Get started at cctakesteps.org. Right now, it's 44 degrees under cloudy skies in New Brunswick. I'm Jeff Fromm with the WCTC Traffic Watch.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. Well, it's going to be on the cool side tonight. We'll be under mostly cloudy skies. Still that risk of a stray shower that carries us through the evening rush. But I think into the late evening, into the overnight, we start to clear out. It'll be chilly, though. It goes down to the mid-30s. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, features lots of sunshine. It will be warmer. We're back to the upper 50s, even near 60 degrees. And then it clouds up again for Thursday. A few scattered showers, but mostly dry otherwise. Upper 50s. I'm Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
The opinions expressed during this program are solely the opinions of the host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily represent the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
This is WCTC's Sound Advice, the local 1-hour program designed to give you the knowledge, information, and guidance to help you make better decisions in your personal and professional lives. Now, WCTC's Sound Advice.
Time now for Talking Sports. Here's your host, Jonathan Friedman.
Good evening, Central Jersey. It's Tuesday, and we're talking sports right here on the voice of Central Jersey. Talk Radio, 1450 WCTC. I'm John Friedman. Dave Raish is on the other side of the glass. That's the voice you hear when you call the show. Dave, what's happening?
Feeling better. The Devils have the deficit.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. Lots to talk about in the next hour. You bring it, we'll talk about it. Give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-9282. That's 732-545 WCTC Ocean.edu. Also, we're streaming the show. Go to WCTCAM.com. Click on that red button and you'll get us on your mobile device, laptop, etc. And enjoy the show on the World Wide Web. Also, we're visually streaming. You can get us on YouTube. If you type in Talking Sports with Jonathan Friedman, you'll go there. It'll take you right there. We're live right there right now. And also, if you can get us on Facebook, if you friend Jonathan Friedman, we'll quickly get that accepted, and you'll see us on Facebook also. Lots to cover in the next hour, including the Devils like the taste of home cooking. We'll break down Game 3 win last night at the Rock. Who will the G-men select with the number 2 pick in the upcoming NFL draft? I'll put my GM hat on and share my thoughts with you. How bad does the weather have to be in Major League Baseball to postpone a game? We'll discuss that. The NBA playoffs are underway. I'll update you on what's going on. Your calls and a lot more. And speaking of calls, give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-9282. That's 732-545 WCTC. All right, well, we're going to start it off tonight, obviously, with the New Jersey Devils, who found themselves down 2-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. First 2 games, game 1 was tight. Kincaid had done a nice job in goal. You couldn't blame anything really on him. Game 2 got a little helter-skelter, so to speak. And Tampa Bay ended up running away with it. Kincaid had some issues in goal then, and I had asked people that I knew that were Devil fans, hey, does Kincaid have a short leash? And for the most part, people told me, no, he shouldn't. Well, he did. And Corey Schneider came in last night and got it done. He was hot. He was making all sorts of saves last night. And what the Devils have to protect themselves of, you got to keep yourself out of that penalty box, because it seemed like the Tampa Bay was on a power play all night.
and the Devils just had to keep fighting and scratching. And twice now they've ended a period with Tampa Bay in a power play, and you got to start the next period in that power play, and you got to stay away from that. That will come back and bite you if you don't limit your penalties. Last night, the Devils got some power play goals, and how about, I know I keep talking about it, but Taylor Hall just gets it done. That kid can do a little bit of everything, and he makes that's how you can always tell, by the way, if a player is really good. Does he make the other guys around him better? And he does. And what a stud. I mean, really, he is a stud. And if there's any question if he should be the Hart Trophy winner, I think that's out the door now, because there's no doubt not only has he brought his regular season, not only did he play well in the regular season, but now he's stepped it up again for the playoffs. And that's when you know someone's a really good player. So the Devils right now really, really need to get game 4. You know, you don't want to go back to Tampa Bay 3-1, because if you're Tampa Bay, you've accomplished what you needed to do. You got 1 on the road, and that's all they wanted to do. Would they like to get 2? Of course, but they still want to get a split, and you gotta keep them from doing that. And I gotta tell you, if the Devils can get it done tomorrow night, this is obviously a brand new series, and then the pressure really, really starts to heat up, and then you got what they call that pivotal Game 5, which will be in Tampa. Game 5, if you were to Google Game 5s, you may see that whoever wins Game 5 in any sport usually goes on to win the series. So long way from that. We got 3 periods we need to take care of here at the Rock. And the other thing I thought was really important last night was getting the guy that they got from Washington. What's his name, Dave? The guy who played last night, who was out with a concussion. Well, I'm looking for it here. The veteran. I'm going to find it here. Johansson. So he came back and played for the first time since January. And when you get a veteran guy like that on the ice who's got major NHL experience, it can only help. And what it did is it provided extra depth. So, you know, you got to have all your pieces always to get it done. So if the Devils can just, you know, again, got to stay out of that penalty box and get it done. And matter of fact, it was the first time, I can't remember, I'm sure it's happened many times, but the Devils scored 2 empty net goals last night, and I haven't seen that. Dave, have you seen that a lot? 2 empty net goals?
No.
So, you know, so now, Dave, I got a question to ask you. So let's say Schneider doesn't have a good game tomorrow. What do? You don't go back to Kincaid, do you? And again, as I said to you when we came in, you know, he tweaked something last night. He tweaked the groin, something he tweaked. So today would be the day to see how he is the deal. Hopefully, you know, but if they can get some hot goaltending the rest of this series, and you don't even worry about the next series, you worry about this series. So, and I'm happy for him, by the way, because before he went out, he was playing well.
He was.
So I'm happy for him, and he was one of the 3 star players last night. So real happy for him and that he was able to do that. So later, when we come back, eventually I'll go through the rest of the NHL playoffs. We got some doozies out there, and like I always tell you, NHL playoffs, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it really just does not get any better. It's so intense on every play. It almost has that same feel as Major League Baseball does. On every pitch in the postseason, you're like on the edge of your seat. That's what it's like in hockey. And kudos to the Devils fans. They were down, you know, we were down 2-1 and had to keep coming back, and they kept hanging in there, the Devils fans. And let me tell you something, just from television, they were rocking at the Rock, so to speak, because they had it going last night. And it was really great. And again, as I told you earlier also, it doesn't matter. If the Devils, obviously, you want to win this series, you know, in sports, especially in pro sports, you know, you take steps along the way. And this is part of that process. So the Devils you just feel really good about them. It's really great to see the Rock going crazy, too. So also to the 4th caller, and by the way, you should give us a call at 732-545-9282. But to the 4th caller, I'm sitting here with a family 4-pack of Somerset Patriot baseball. To the 4th caller at 732-545-9282. 9282. You'll be taking your family of four to a Somerset Patriot game, which is a lot of fun. What a great minor league baseball, as I've told you before, is wonderful and wonderful to take your kids to, too. So if we can get the fourth caller there, we got a pair of tickets for you. And let's just take a look at the rest of the series for the Devils. Obviously, tomorrow night, they will be game 4, which you'll get locally here on MSG. And then, now this is interesting, and interesting for both teams. You've got game 4 tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Then you have game 5, which is Saturday. So you've got, and they both, obviously the Devils probably won't leave till Thursday, but, you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a long time before they play again. So that extra day, who will that help? And in the scenario of, I think if the Devils were to go down 3-1, I think that would hurt the Devils in a game 5. But if the Devils were to tie it up, I think that would hurt Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay would want to get right back on that ice. So it should be real interesting. So game 5 would be Saturday, game 6 Sunday in New Jersey, and if necessary, a game 7 would be next Wednesday at Tampa Bay. So one at a time. Let's get one at a time, and a lot of fun to see the Devils doing their thing, and just trying to find any kind of specific notes that I thought were really important during the game. But again, the Devils just need to stay away from the penalties. And some of them were kind of questionable, like you got to be careful. Don't lift that stick up, or type of thing. Don't hold the guy. And sometimes, by the way, you got to take the penalty. Sometimes if you have a breakaway, you got to, you've got to hold, and you got to hold someone's stick or whatever. And that happens. It's just like on a breakaway layup in basketball. You're just not going to let the guy score. So sometimes that happens. But penalty killing, it seems like the Devils have had to do that for a long time since this series started. So got to stay away from that. We're going to take a look later in the show. We're going to go over Major League Baseball. I also want to talk about, when does Major League Baseball start to decide, and as we get into warmer months, it won't be an issue. But, you got teams that are playing in April in 25 degrees. Wind blowing. We'll talk about the Atlanta Braves game last Saturday, and where the Braves had gotten off to a big lead, had to go to their bullpen. And and not to make excuses, because both teams have to play in that scenario. You can't get warmed up in the bullpen. There's certain times where you want to postpone the game. And of course, they always want to get the gate. They want to get the fans in. But I think you're doing the fans an injustice by making them come out to a game when it's like that. I don't want to sit in the base. It's different for football for some reason. I don't know why. I personally do not like to go to football games after October or so. All right, we'll get into that. We'll get into NBA playoffs. We're going to go over even New Jersey high school lacrosse. I'll give you the top 20. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday with me, John Friedman. Give me a call at the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-WCTC. We're the voice of Central Jersey. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC, but I do have a day job. I'm the Business Development Director at SCG Advertising and Public Relations in Parsippany, and I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. There are so many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience. Well, at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media spectrum. We stand the options available to advertisers, and we will work with you to determine the best creative and media plan for your business. So learn more about SCG Advertising and Public Relations. All of them.
If your bank isn't simply magnificent, then it's time to come to Magyar Bank, your one-stop solution for all your banking needs. From checking and savings accounts to mortgage and home equity loans, Magyar Bank is ready to help you reach your financial goals. And as much as they're committed to customer service, Magyar Bank is equally committed to the community. Each year, Magyar Bank supports over 75 local organizations, helping to make their community a better place to live and work. Personalized customer service and helping the community grow. That's simply magnificent. So start your relationship with Magyar Bank today. Log on to magbank.com or call 1-888-990-BANK. That's magbank.com or 1-888-990-BANK. Magyar Bank, member FDIC, equal housing, equal opportunity lender.
Magyar Bank, working together as one. Magbank.com.
Checking WCTC traffic. Heads up for a crash on 287 southbound direction approaching exit number 10. Heavy delays all the way back up to Route 22. And westbound 78 just after 287. There is a crash in Bedminster. Also getting word of a wreck in North Brunswick on Jersey Avenue southbound direction approaching Howell Lane. This report brought to you by Compassion International. For just $5 a day, you can sponsor a child with compassion. Become a sponsor now at compassion.com/radio. It's 44 degrees and lightly raining in New Brunswick. I'm Jeff Fromm with the WCTC Traffic Watch.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. Well, for tonight, we stay under cloudy skies. We still have that chance of a stray shower, but I think it's few and far between. We're mostly dry, and we even clear our skies overnight as we settle to the mid-30s. But then tomorrow, Wednesday, we recover nicely. We have plentiful sunshine under high pressure, getting back to the upper 50s, even near 60. But then into Thursday, it clouds up again, chance of scattered showers. Otherwise, highs get back to the upper 50s. Meteorologist Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday. Give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line. That's 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC Ocean.edu. All right, let's take a quick look at the rest of the NHL. I'll give you a quick update on what's happening. We'll take a look at the Eastern Conference real quickly. We've got Boston and Toronto. And just to remember, for all you New Jersey Devil fans, you know who is the head architect of the Toronto Maple Leafs is Lou Lamoriello. So they are Boston leads that series 2-1, and the Capitals are the Columbus. Columbus, the franchise in Columbus, has a 2-0 lead on Washington. And I got to tell you, I don't know what it is with the Capitals, but the Capitals always have a good regular season. And then come playoffs, something happens to them. I don't know what it is. Now, it's still early. And we got a doozy going on in Pennsylvania as we got the Penguins have a 2-1 lead over the Philadelphia Flyers. In that series, each team has blown each other out of the first 3 games. So interesting to see how that'll go. In the Western Conference, we've got the Nashville Predators have a 2-1 lead over the Colorado Avalanche. I like Nashville to get through the Western Conference, but we'll see. And also we've got the Winnipeg Jets with a first time and first 2 wins in franchise history going back to the Atlanta Thrashers. The Winnipeg Jets have a 2-1 lead over, looks like, is that the Phoenix Coyotes? I got to look at that, see who that is there. And also we've got, and this is a surprise to me, by the way, the Vegas Knights, who had a good season this year, really good season, they have a 3-0 lead on the Los Angeles Kings. So anybody wants to question the Vegas Knights, there's nothing to question because they got a 3-0 lead on a really good team. So we'll see. That series is good. They're going to have to, something's going to have to happen for a miracle for LA to win that series. And also the Ducks and San Jose Sharks. San Jose, who's a quality team, as you know, they're up 3-0 in that series. So the
Jets are playing the Wild.
Oh, they're playing the Wild, Minnesota Wild. I was trying to look at this logo. I'm looking at, is that Phoenix? What is that there? So it's, yes, thank you very much, Dave. Hello. Anyway, so don't forget, I got a family pack of 4 here for Somerset Patriots baseball for the 4th caller at 732-545-9282. So let's take a look at the NBA playoffs real quickly because I want to get into some stuff about Major League Baseball also. In the East, and Johnny's, who he picked to come out of the East this year, the Toronto Raptors have a 1-0 lead against the Washington Wizards. Now, why is that important? Because Toronto, like in the last 5 series, has not won the first game of a playoff series, and getting game 1 takes a lot of pressure, certainly off the home team. So Toronto, that's the deal there. And how about the Indiana Pacers? Now, they didn't just win against Cleveland the other day. They dominated. And, LeBron, you can't go one guy against five. It's not going to happen. And Cleveland just does not have the personnel to succeed. And I can tell you, will they win this series? They may be. I can't see them getting through 3 series in the conference to get to a finals. That's my opinion. And I think that that's the way it's going to go. And how about Indiana, by the way? Not a lot of superstars, one really great player, but a lot of guys that just contribute and get it done. And that's great to see. And everybody, I got to believe, most people around the country are rooting for the Indiana Pacers. Philadelphia. Now, Philadelphia, as you know, had won 17 straight, most of them without their center Embiid. The worst matchup they could have had going into the playoffs was a team they split with during the regular season, and that's the Miami Heat. And you saw Dwayne Wade last night showing you, hey, I'm the veteran guy. I can still get it done. And now that it's 1-1, Miami went into Philadelphia, did what they had to do just to get a split, and they did. So that series is going to be really good. And then Boston in overtime beat Milwaukee the other day on Sunday. So that series will go to game 2 and then eventually over to Milwaukee. In the West, Minnesota and Houston. Houston had a big lead most of the game, but Minnesota kind of hung in there and made it close at the end, but then Houston ran away with it. But Minnesota's the 8th seed. Now, that's an 8-1 that you know where that's going to go. OKC has a 1-0 lead on Utah. As I told you last week, I want to see Russell Westbrook carry his team to the Eastern Conference. He's got good players around him. There's no more excuses. Let's see you get it done. The Portland Trail Blazers, they're down. This was the upset, the only road win, actually one of 2 road wins. Indiana won also. Portland is down 0-1 to the New Orleans Pelicans with Anthony Davis. So that series is really good. And Golden State has a 2-0 lead on San Antonio. So a lot of good games. And this year in the NBA, if you see a 6 beat a 3, you're not going to be surprised. You just won't. If you see a 2 beat a 7 or a 7 beat a 2, you're not going to be surprised. That's what's so great about the NBA playoffs. So we'll keep you updated on that, and should be really good. And I feel bad for San Antonio. I don't know what's going on with this Kawhi Leonard, one of the best players in the league. He's been medically cleared to play, and I've heard rumors or whatever that he doesn't get along with Coach Pop, which that's really rare because he gets along with pretty much every player. But what I find selfish with him, and which other teams may be afraid to go near, is you have teammates that you have to that they're your brothers, so to speak. They rely on you. So that's what's so strange, is that the guy just has decided not to play. So really weird, and it really puts San Antonio in a tight spot because, if you're another team and you're interested in him, if he pulls this nonsense with Coach Pop and the Spurs, who's to say he's not going to pull that same nonsense on your team? So, and what's crazy about it is he's such a good player. So that gets you updated on the NBA. I would like to hear from you. Give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-9282. Ocean.edu. All right, we're going to take a look at Major League Baseball, and there were a few things I wanted to go over. One, and I needed to pull these articles here, but I don't really need them. So I told you about that scenario with the weather, and then I saw yesterday that the Cubs and St. Louis were postponed for weather. Now, you can't decide arbitrarily what's going to be the deal for weather. Either it's going to be a certain temperature and they can't play after it goes down to a certain temperature. If you see the radars coming, it's cold and it's raining, they know. They got meteorologists all over the place. And I'm a junior meteorologist, and I can tell them that whether they should or shouldn't play. It's not fair to the athlete because you can easily hurt yourself, especially to guys in the bullpen because they can't get warmed up. You go sit in the stand, even if you're sitting in the stands, you see how cold it is. So, and I think it's asking a lot for fans who have already bought tickets. It teach you a lesson not to buy tickets in April, by the way, who have already bought tickets and have to go to the game and sit in there. And like I told you, when it's cold weather, come fall, come October, you won't see Johnny outside at a football game. That's what my living room is for. That's what that HD TV is for, because I get better views, better angles, and I can't stand to be cold. I really don't. And If it's September, it's going to be 70 degrees, 60. I'll do that. All right. When we come back, we'll go over all that. And I also want to tell you about the top 20 lacrosse teams in New Jersey from the Star Ledger. Lots more. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday with me. Give me a call at 732-545-WCTC. Ocean.edu. We're the voice of Central Jersey. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC, but I do have a day job. I'm the Business Development Director at SCG Advertising and Public Relations in Parsippany, and I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. There are so many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience. Well, at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media spectrum. We understand the options available to advertisers, and we will work with you to determine the best creative and media plan for your business. So learn more about SCG Advertising and Public Relations by visiting scgadv.com. That's scgadv.com. We'll help you reach your potential customers, all of them.
NBC News Radio. I'm Tom Roberts. A person is dead after a Southwest Airlines plane made an emergency landing in Philadelphia. An engine failure forced the plane with 148 passengers and crew aboard to the ground after it left New York City en route to Dallas. But Philadelphia Fire Commissioner Adam Teal says the airplane's crew did an admirable job.
The flight crew did an incredible job getting this aircraft here on the ground.
Conservative Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch is helping hand the Trump administration a setback in its immigration policy. Gorsuch, who was appointed to the high court by Trump, sided with liberal justices in voting 5-4 against a federal law that requires mandatory deportation of immigrants for violent crimes. Veteran Pennsylvania Congressman Charlie Dent is stepping aside in the coming weeks. The moderate Republican had previously announced that he would not seek re-election this year. Trading on Wall Street is getting a big boost from strong first quarter results posted by major U.S. companies. The Dow climbed 214 points today. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
You probably heard that mortgage rates are rising, and many economic indicators are pointing to rates going up even further. If you're thinking about pulling cash out of your home to consolidate debt, invest in the stock market, purchase a rental property, or even buy the Bitcoin dip, you should call now before rates go any higher. Make the cash call at 855-875-CASH while mortgage rates are still at such low levels, and use the equity in your home to meet your financial goals. Cash Call Mortgage can refinance your loan at a low interest rate and a flat fee of just $995. And we'll pay all third-party closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH today to begin the quick and easy process. We close most loans in less than 21 days to get you the cash you need fast. That's 855-875-CASH.
First Mortgages, Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage, One City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868, NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender, not licensed in all states, including New York. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
Hi, it's Bert Barron inviting you to join me every Saturday morning at 8 for JFK Spotlight on Health. Each week, I'm joined by one of the medical professionals, surgical specialists, or program managers from JFK Medical Center or the JFK Johnson Rehabilitation Institute to discuss treatment options, preventative care, and ways to help you maintain a high quality of life. This could be the healthiest 30 minutes of your entire week. It's JFK Spotlight on Health every Saturday morning at 8 here on 1450 WCTC.
Greenbacks, moolah, dough, whatever you call it, 1450 WCTC and Seymour TV and Appliance are giving you a chance to win $1,000 in the Count the Cash contest. Listen weekdays at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. for the keyword. Text it in or enter it online at WCTCAM.com for a chance to win $1,000 cash from Seymour TV and Appliance in Metuchen and Plainfield. Complete contest rules at WCTCAM.com.
Checking WCTC traffic, we still have that crash on 287 southbound approaching exit 10, then more volume southbound from exit 8 down to 3. And you've got the crash on Jersey Avenue in North Brunswick southbound approaching Howell Lane. We're still pretty busy in Woodbridge on Route 9 south of the Edison Bridge. This report is brought to you by Compassion International. Food, water, education, and more is what you'll give to a child in poverty. Release a child from poverty at compassion.com/radio. Right now in New Brunswick, it's 44 degrees and lightly raining. I'm Jeff Fromm with the WCTC Traffic Watch.
Now in the 1450 WCTC forecast. Rolling to tonight, we stay under mostly cloudy skies. Still have that risk of a shower that carries us through the early part of the evening. But the overnight, we'll see our skies clear, but we drop down to the mid-30s. But tomorrow will be a much warmer story. We have lots of sunshine. We get back into the upper 50s, even near 60 for the afternoon. The Thursday clouds back up again. Maybe a shower or two, but otherwise dry most of the time in the upper 50s. I'm Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday. Give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC Ocean. Got you. Gotcha, Dave. All right, let me go over the Star Ledger's NJ.com top 20 rankings in lacrosse. So we've got number 1, Del Barton at 5-0, Summit at 5-0, Seton Hall Prep. They always have a really good lacrosse team at 5-1. Christian Brothers, at number 4. Christian Brothers at 6-0. Don Bosco Prep at 4-1. Watchung Hills at number 6. Mountain Lakes at number 7 at 5-1. Ridgewood 4-2 at number 9. Moorestown, that's South Jersey, at 6-1. Westfield 3-3. They're the number 10 team in the state of New Jersey. Ramapo comes in at number 11 at 4-2. Hunterdon Central at 5-2. Manasquan is 6-0 at number 13. Lenape is 8-0 at number 14. St. Augustine, number 15 at 5-0. Number 16, Northern Highlands at 7-1. Ridge, number 17 in the state at 5-2. Bridgewater Raritan, interesting. They're 2-4, but they're number 18 in the state. That's kind of interesting. Pingree is 3-3 at number 19, and Montgomery is coming in the 20th spot. And this is through Sunday at 4-2. As you know, the New York Giants have a draft coming up. They're number 2 in the NFL draft coming up in about 2 weeks. And was just reading some things, and I've come to a conclusion that, I got to believe because Eli Manning has been healthy pretty much his whole career. They've gone out and improved their offensive line. They've got some health at receiver right now. They've got I think they've taken care of some of the defensive issues they may have. So I, without a doubt, would go out. I think, one, you don't know what any of these quarterbacks that are highly touted, how they're going to end up. But the one guy I think in the draft that will certainly help the Giants is this Barkley out of USC. And I'll tell you why. Running back in the NFL, in other positions, the most struggled position for a rookie in the NFL is wide receiver. Okay. You got to learn routes. You got to learn defenders. You got to, all these type of things. The one position, if you're really good at it, is running back. And I'll tell you why. Because all a running back has to do is they have vision. You can't teach vision. Once they see the hole, they go and get through the hole. That's the one position. All they got to know is what the play is, find that hole, and go. And that was a huge, huge weakness of the New York Football Giants. And I got to believe because Eli is healthy, he still has another good 2-3 quality years left. And remember, his brother at this age was not healthy. Eli's healthy. They've improved the offensive line. If I'm them, I'm taking Saquon Barkley out of USC. The guy can play. And I think that's the right choice with the window with Eli's career eventually ending. And it's an immediate need. You'll have this guy for a good 3-4 years or whatever, and running backs, they don't last forever in the NFL, but this guy looks special. And sometimes, and knowing they have a quarterback, you got to, do what's best for your team. And I think right now, as of today, the Giants need a running back, because what that does, as we all know, if you have a good running game, you get to use play action. And if you can run that football, that's why, for example, the Atlanta Falcons over the last few years have had success, because they can run the football. Teams that can run the football can play action. And that changes everything. And a defense can really have trouble defending that. But you got to have a running game to do it. And that, again, like I told you, the one position that rookies do not struggle with for the most part is running back. So that's why I think that this kid is special, and that's where I see the New York Giants going. So, and if they go that way, that changes the draft also, because now you got quarterback that was supposed to maybe go at 2. Now he's not going to, and they get pushed up to, maybe a quality guy like Watson or whatever. He of Louisville, I believe his name. He ends up in the 2nd round. So the Giants really hold the cards for a lot of teams. Dave, what do you think? I know that's your team. Go get this kid?
I agree. I don't want a quarterback at number 2 by any means. I'm torn between Barkley or a stud lineman, because a lineman will get 10 years probably.
Yep.
Running back 6, 7 good years. But like you said, a running back threat, Eli Manning helps Eli Manning, and good things.
Yeah. So and that's the one position that doesn't struggle is a running back. So, and when you're a rookie, so that's the right way I think that the Giants should go. So I wanted to tell, I was noticing today, and busy at work and what have you, but was noticing today, and people were talking about it in the office, that, the Mets bullpen blew this big lead last night. I'm going to tell you right now, it happens. It happens a lot. So there's ebbs and flows in a Major League Baseball season, and that doesn't take away that the Mets have just gotten off to a fabulous start. So I wanted to quickly take a look at the Major League Baseball standings, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about, and if I can't get it in now, we'll get it in after the break. I want to talk about how the Yankees really ended up getting a great ball player with this Didi Gregorius. And you ended up having, you had Derek Jeter. Now you got a guy who may be much better offensively, and he's a heck of a shortstop. So we'll talk about that real quickly. Let's take a look at the standings real quickly. The New York Mets we'll take a look at the National League first. The Mets are 12-3 and have a 3-game lead on Johnny's Atlanta Braves, who are tied with Philadelphia at 9-6. Those two play each other tonight, followed by Washington and Miami. And if you're a Marlin fan, man, that is just ugly. I mean, but that's just part of the process. In the Central, surprising, the Pittsburgh Pirates are at 11-5, followed by St. Louis. The Cubs are at 500. Milwaukee is a game under, and then comes into Cincinnati. And I said to you last week, I don't know what happened to the Cincinnati Reds. They stink. I mean, they have stunk for a while. In the West, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who quality ball club, as you saw last year, so they're continuing to do their thing, followed by Colorado at 10-8, only 2.5 games back, followed by the Dodgers, San Francisco, and San Diego. But it's as I always tell you, it's very early, but I figured I'd give these to you anyway. Quickly, at the American League, Boston with a 13-2 record. I didn't realize they were 13-2. They've gotten off to a fabulous start. Toronto at 9-5, 3.5 games out. The Yankees a game over, and I got my feeling on the Yankees is yeah, they got a lot of offense. I don't know if they have enough pitching. I really don't know if they have enough starting and their bullpen. I don't know if it's deep enough. So we'll find out, but we got a long way to go. And the Yankees, if they're in a scenario where they've got to go out and get a starter, they will. So long way to go, but Boston's gotten off to a nice start. In the Central, Minnesota is at 7-4, followed by Cleveland, the White Sox, and this is a bad division. You got Minnesota at 7-4, you got Cleveland at 8-6, then you got the third place team that's already 4 games back, the Chicago White Sox at 4-9, and they get nobody at their games. Followed by Detroit at 4-9, and then just a few years ago, these guys won the World Series. The lowly Kansas City Royals at 3-10. Ouch. In the West, how about that? Everybody's high on Houston and they're a great team, but the LA Angels are 13-3. This Shoshani or whatever his name is, he does everything. This pitcher can hit, can do it all. They're at 13-3. Seattle at 9-5. Houston at 10-7. The A's at 7-10, and the lowly Texas Rangers that even though Bartolo Colon almost pitched a no perfect game, that's how bad they are. They got to have Bartolo Colon in their starting staff. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Didi Gregorius. And do you know, I wanted to go over his numbers. I'm just going to go over his numbers. I mean, last year had a quality year, but I wanted to take a look at his numbers real quickly so far this year. Let me see here. So right now, the guy is hitting, where's the batting average? He's hitting 327. He's only struck out 4 times. He's walked 12 times. He has 2 stolen bases. He's got already 16 RBIs, 5 home runs. He's got 1 triple. He's got 6 doubles. He's got 16. He scored 14 runs. Right now, that's talking MVP stuff right there. I mean, you talk about a guy that they ended up getting from the Arizona Cardinals. So I said, well, Detroit Tigers, they sent away a righty pitcher, Shane Green. Not bad for his numbers this year. He's got a ERA of 3.86. He's played in 5 games. His innings pitch is 4.2. His hits are 5. What's his bases on balls? And he's got a good ratio. He's got 2 bases on balls, but not enough for me for that kind of quality shortstop. And then also the Yankees had given up to get him with this Robbie Ray. I hadn't heard about him. And this year he is with Arizona. He's got a pretty high ERA for the National League at 5.74. He's played in 3 games. He's pitched 15.2 innings. He's given up 14 hits, 11 runs, 10 earned runs. That's terrible. 4 home runs, bases on balls 11, and he struck out 23. But those aren't very good numbers. So think about what the Yankees gave up to get a shortstop like this. And right now, the kid is not only is he helped carrying the Yankees right now, but right now, and again, it's early, but he's in a position where he's really carrying. And as you may or may not know, shortstop by far, outside of catching, shortstop is the hardest position to play in Major League Baseball, in any baseball. The shortstop's usually your best athlete because the guy could probably go play center field for somebody too. That's how good of a player he is, but he's hitting and give the Yankees scouts a lot of credit because that deal 2 years ago was kind of under the radar. And this kid has really come out. He seems like a real kind of common kid, not cocky, none of that. And seems like just a ball player, very bashful when you see him interviewed. So give the Yankees credit. And that's just kind of the thing that the Yankees end up doing. They end up stealing players from other guys. And who knows, maybe that at the time where Arizona had traded, and Arizona has made some crazy trades over the last year, whether it's this kid, whether it's the kid shortstop in Atlanta. Now that's 2 quality shortstop. This Dansby Swanson was with Arizona. This guy was with Arizona. So, but on the other end of it, Arizona's winning their division right now. So what do I know? So just thought I'd give this guy some kudos because he's really fun to watch. Solid ball player, supposed to be a great, supposed to be a real good clubhouse guy, and that's what you need to win. But right now, the Yankees are going to have to get improved a little bit in pitching. Just taking a look at some of the leaders in baseball right now. Joe Mauer leads the league in the American League with a .412 batting average. Mike Trout has 6 home runs. He leads the league there. Hanley Ramirez already has 15 RBIs that lead the American League. Mookie Betts has 16 runs scored. That guy can play, and he's fast. Rick Porcello, the New Jersey kid, has 3 wins that leads the American League. Garrett Cole, who used to be with Pittsburgh, now he's with the Astros, has 36 strikeouts. Lopez with the White Sox, he'll get traded. You can tell this with the White Sox being so bad. He's got a .69 ERA. And the Mariners' Edwin Diaz has 6 saves. In the National League, real quickly, Ryan Flaherty of the Atlanta Braves, who they picked up late, leads the National League in hitting with .366. Bryce Harper leads the National League with 7 home runs. Matt Franco of the Phillies has 15 RBIs and lead the National League. Ozzie Albies of the Atlanta Braves, their second baseman. If you get a chance to watch him, he's really special. He's got 15 runs scored. The Pirates, Williams leads the National League with 3 wins. Max Scherzer leads the National League with 38 strikeouts. That's a lot already. Talon of the Pirates, and the Pirates have gotten off to a fabulous start. He's got a .89 ERA. And Familia of the Mets leads the National League in saves. All right, when we come back, we'll go over a whole bunch of things. Give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-WCTC. We'll take a look at the traffic and the weather. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday with me, John Friedman. We'll be right back.
When it comes to hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need to get to a short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive on dashboard. Your time is precious. Let Indeed help you get to your short list of qualified candidates. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire.
Medicine.
That's right. We're hosting the Derby Stakeout on Saturday, May 5th. We'll have a wide variety of Weber grills on display and give you the greatest deals on Weber's entire lineup.
This is a special one-day sale. If you're looking to buy a grill this summer at the best prices around, you'll want to get a Weber at Derby on Saturday, May 5th.
And to show you just how great Weber grills are, Chef Brian of Steakhouse 85 will be firing up our Weber grill from 11 to 3 to serve some delicious food.
Chef Brian will also be doing a cooking demo to show us the best way to grill a steak.
We'll have live music, and our MC for the afternoon will be none other than WCTC's Burt Barron.
This is going to be an event you don't want to miss, especially when it comes to buying a new grill.
It'll be the greatest sale of the season.
So join the fun at Derby Appliances on Route 27 South on the Edison-Highland Park border on Saturday, May 5th from 11 to 3.
Get ready for grilling season when you buy a Weber grill from Derby.
Rain date is Saturday, May 19th.
Derby Appliance.
Checking WCTC traffic, we've still got that crash in North Brunswick on Jersey Avenue, southbound direction approaching Howe Lane. And 18 still a bit busy between George Street and Old Bridge Turnpike. There's a wreck on 287 southbound approaching exit 10. Then more delays from exit 8 down through 2. This report brought to you by Compassion International. Sponsoring a child with compassion is the most effective way to end extreme child poverty. Sponsor a child now at compassion.com/radio. It's 42 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. I'm Jeff Fromm with the WCTC Traffic Watch.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. Well, it's going to be on the cool side tonight. We'll be under mostly cloudy skies. Still that risk of a stray shower that carries us through the evening rush. But I think into the late evening, into the overnight, we start to clear out. It'll be chilly though, with lows down to the mid-30s. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, features lots of sunshine. It will be warmer. We're back to the upper 50s, even near 60 degrees. And then it clouds up again for Thursday. A few scattered showers, but mostly dry otherwise, upper 50s. I'm Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday on 1450 WCTC. We're the voice of Central Jersey. You got about 10 minutes to give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line. That's 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC. Ocean.edu. So, Dave, I know that we just gave away those tickets to the fourth caller. Who got those?
Jim from East Brunswick.
Jim from East Brunswick. Congratulations. You'll have a great time, and we'll be back here next Tuesday, and we'll give out tickets again. So I wanted to just follow up also with this story I told you about the weather in Major League Baseball. See, right here, yesterday, the Chicago Cubs and the Cardinals, and it's interesting because there's such a rivalry, those two. They postponed the game in Chicago because the temperatures were falling and they were in the low 30s, and it was nighttime and whatever. But that has no different than what happened over the weekend with them and the Braves. Now, the weather on Saturday was horrific there, and then Sunday they didn't play. They postponed, which they could have done on Saturday, and I totally get it that they got to get these games in. I totally understand that. It becomes a problem. But Chicago, of all places, now that they have lights, your options of day games and night games are much more than they may be in other places. So, so reschedule the darn thing. Don't do that. And don't put players in jeopardy of getting hurt. It's crazy. And again, if I'm a fan, I don't want to go to a game like that. I just don't. And so I think baseball next year or whatever, they need to kind of figure out a standard rule of what bad weather. Now, you're going to say to me but John, in football, they could play in any weather. And that's true. And I can't answer why. The only thing that brings a football game to a halt is one thing, and that's lightning. That's it. It could be snowing. It could be raining. And I got to tell you, my son and I went to the Falcon Jet game, and I didn't prepare myself totally for that game. I have never sat in a game with so much rain. We left at halftime during that game not because it was raining. I was so drenched. I didn't prepare myself. Example, I didn't wear my boots, for example, that I would wear in the snow and that kind of thing. And by halftime, I was so soaked that I said, you know what? Let's get home And we got home in 20 minutes from there, whatever, and saw a whole second half. Got the clothes off, got dry clothes on, and got to enjoy the second half there. So, they just got to get a little more standard. And again, it's more about player safety than it is anything else. And just to remind you or talk about it again, just as a follow-up, that the Devils now are down 2-1 in their series in a best-of-7 with Tampa Bay. So Devils trying to tie that series up tomorrow at the Prudential Center. So they're going to
go Devils.
Yeah, let's do it. They gotta tie this thing up, and they gotta stay out of that penalty box, because if you don't, it's going to come back and bite you. You can't continually put yourself in a situation where you're fighting, when you're having to, kill penalties. It just, they're too good, Tampa Bay. And for the most part, Tampa Bay's front line has not hurt the Devils. It's been their second line. And as you know, Corey Schneider back in goal. So hopefully, he's feeling good about himself, because you need a hot goaltender, obviously, in the playoffs. So we'll see how that goes. Also, just a reminder, not only can you get us on the radio, you can get us online at WCTCAM.com. There's a red button on that site. You click on it and it'll be there. Or you can get us on our YouTube. Just type it on YouTube in the search engine there. That's Talking Sports with Jonathan Friedman. And you'll get to that, and you'll see it'll have a live button on it. You just click it and you see us there. And we're on Facebook. If your friend Jonathan Friedman, I'll quickly accept your friendship, and you can get us that way. And we're trying to get to you on as many platforms as possible. Let's take a look quickly at the television schedule tonight. We've got in baseball, we got Cleveland and Minnesota. They're on Major League. They're on the network, it looks like, tonight. Also, we've got in basketball, we've got Eastern Conference. We got Washington and Detroit. You'll get that on, I got to believe, on TNT tonight. On TNT. And you'll also get the Milwaukee at Boston. Later tonight, you're going to have the New Orleans Pelicans at Portland. And as I told you earlier, New Orleans got game 1 on the road, so Portland's feeling the heat a little bit. If you're talking about hockey, you've got a good one tonight. You got the Washington Capitals. They go to Columbus now. So Washington's in a down 2-0. They're in a desperate situation now. Also on CNBC, you'll get the Winnipeg Jets at Minnesota. And then later in the evening, also, you'll get the Vegas Knights. I'm going to try to stay up tonight. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try to stay up because I want to watch this Vegas team. They'll be at Los Angeles. They're up 3-0. So right now, they're, the test will be for them is, can they handle having a 3-0 lead as a young team?
It's over.
Well, yeah, if they don't win this series, then come on. But you never know. You never know who gets hot or not. But we'll see what the deal is there. And for you soccer fans on NBC Sports Network, you've got Tottenham against Hove Albion. I don't know where that is, but so you get a lot of sports on tonight. This is a great part of year. You've got baseball underway. You've got NHL hockey. And what's great about NHL hockey is it doesn't even have to be your team. You can just sit back and enjoy good hockey. You've got basketball. And, I don't know how you feel, but I'm tired of Golden State. I'm tired of LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm looking for something fresh. So interesting to see also, by the way, what the New York Knicks are going to do. There's been a new coach out there and a new opening out there as the Atlanta Hawks last week granted Bud Budenholzer, their head coach for the last 5 seasons, who did a great job with them. They granted him permission to talk to the Phoenix Suns. So all of a sudden, there's a big market team available. The Atlanta Hawks. I got to believe once you give a coach a permission to talk to another team, it's over. So, and I was talking to somebody yesterday. I wouldn't mind maybe if Mark Jackson became the coach of the Atlanta Hawks.
I want Mark Jackson.
Yeah, for the Knicks, it makes total sense.
Yes.
So, but also, by the way, there's some assistant coaches out there that deserve a shot. I'm going to name one right now that's done a great job, and that's Quinn Schneider. Quinn Buckner, that's pretty funny. Quinn Schneider of the Utah Jazz, an assistant coach, and did a great job. All right, looks like we're coming to the end of this week's show. We'll talk to you Thursday from our sister station. As always, I hope your team wins. I want to thank Dave Race behind the glass and making it happen. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank the callers. And I especially want to thank you, the listeners. You've been listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday. I'm John Friedman. Have a great week, everybody.
From the ProCure Proton Therapy Cancer Treatment Studios, this is 1450 WCTC, New Brunswick, a Beasley Media Group station.
NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the death of a person on board a Southwest Airlines jet that made an emergency landing in Philadelphia. Flight 1380 was flying from New York to Dallas when it diverted to Philadelphia this morning after an engine failed. National Safety Board Chairman Robert Sumwalt did not say if the fatality involved a passenger or crew member. Southwest CEO Gary Kelly said he was thankful for the work done by Philadelphia police and the pilots